Well, thank you for the introduction and the very lively panel discussion. In closing, I want to thank all of the speakers and panel members for being here today. And I want to thank all of you for joining this forum. As you've heard today, California has set really ambitious goals for transitioning to a carbon-free economy, and zero emission is already a critical underpinning for our economy, with EVs and their components as our #1 export and over 70,000 zero-emission jobs, maintaining that economic edge and delivering much needed and accelerated health benefits to communities by supporting zero-emission medium duty and heavy duty is really key. And providing infrastructure and meeting the demand for zero-emission fueling to support this transition, as you've heard, is a critical step. It's late, and so I will keep these closing remarks short, but I wanted to share some overall observations. We've been joined today by public policymakers, private sector leaders, and community leaders discussing the importance of zero emission from a public and community health perspective and the various actions that are being taken to ensure that, to the extent that zero emission trucks are being manufactured globally, that they and their respective air quality and health benefits are being brought here to California. Over 100 medium and heavy duty zero emission vehicles are already available on the market, and over 6 large manufacturers have announced that heavy duty Class 8 trucks are either in production or will be by 2022. And so specifically, one of the main themes that I've heard today is around partnerships and collaboration as the key to really building out an ecosystem of support for these zero emission trucks that are coming and are here. Partnerships between communities, private sector, utilities, electrical workers, and sister agencies. From the state agency panel, we heard that overall, to meet the goals of the governor's executive order for medium and heavy duty vehicles, you see a real commitment in the governor's proposed budget and the May revise to put dollars towards incentivizing 1,000 zero emission school buses, 1,000 zero emission drayage trucks, and 1,000 zero emission transit buses. And in addition, you also see regulations that are already on the books that accelerating bringing zero emission trucks to market, specifically deploying close to 300,000 medium and heavy duty zero emission trucks by 2035. And these types of regulation and incentive state-based programs help provide private providers and utilities the market certainty needed to make those private investments in our electrification needs. GoBiz, today's convener, is really at the heart of this multi-agency work underway of zero emission infrastructure. And from that panel, specifically, we heard that the California Energy Commission has committed nearly $100 million per year towards alternative fuel and electric vehicle charging infrastructure incentives and demonstration projects, in addition to the planning work they're undertaking under AB 2127. While the California Public Utilities Commission has authorized the state's largest utilities to spend over $1.5 billion total dollars, with about half in the next few years, to complete the grid upgrades, EV make-readies, and charging equipment themselves that are necessary to charge medium and heavy-duty trucks. From the private and statewide panels, we heard from private leaders that see where the state is going and are taking action in response to community needs, and already are showing that zero emission, both heavy-duty vehicles and the infrastructure, is doable, and they are doing it. And there are certainly lessons to be shared with other private sector enterprises that are looking to lead here too. And finally, our community panel shared perspectives on how infrastructure work can and should be looked at holistically and across multiple dimensions inside the mine and extending to the external forces all around us, including things like workforce development, training in high school and colleges, and retraining, particularly for those who have fallen out of the workforce, to ensure that those who have been marginalized or underserved can be assured the community health benefits and other benefits that correspond to the deployment of zero emission trucks and infrastructure. One of the themes in particular that really struck me was the conversation around the opportunities related to incentives and focusing on communities that are dealing with significant, the example that was given was double-digit unemployment and disproportionate pollution burdens, and the need to contribute to gatherings to receive input on these programs and addressing multiple needs, leading healthier lives overall and providing opportunities for business ownership. Overall, what I did not hear today was a dismissal of the challenges, but what I did hear is that we're all going to need to work together with communities, industry, and utilities on building out infrastructure. And to do that, we'll need a combination of incentives, regulations, and private investment to get there. I also heard reflections on how far we've come in such a short amount of time, The fact that as recently as several years ago, some thought it would be difficult, if not impossible, to have a full-size, long-range battery electric SUV and pickup trucks, and now there's seemingly a new product announcement each week. And what we see in terms of industry announcements, such as European OEM CEO commitments, is that increasingly industry says it's inevitable that all these medium and heavy duty trucks will in fact go electric. So together we keep shrinking the size of the challenge, and it's clear from the conversation today that a healthy zero-emission future is achievable, and with the recent executive order and pressing community health needs, inevitable. So with that, many thanks again to all the panelists and to GoBiz for putting this conversation together, and to CalSTART for hosting. So with that, have a great night and look forward to continuing the conversation with you all.